Hello, Leo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Leo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Leo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a tower to start us off. This is very powerful energy. I feel like there's kind of a, I feel there's a disagreement in your life right now. I feel like you're having an issue that it's going to be very easy for you to kind of explode, right? It's a tower after all, but it's going to take a lot more of your willpower to sort of keep it contained. Okay, because I feel like this is really a volatile situation. Like something's just about ready to give way. Okay, it feels to me like there's some really intense feelings here, like anger, like maybe even a little bit of rage, right, about something. And I think you're trying very hard to sort of keep things cool. You're trying to keep this, keep it from erupting to the surface. You know what I mean? So let's put some context around this card. I can see why we needed a bonus reading today. We've got that tower. We've got a Princess of Cups. Yeah, it could be a younger female energy in your life. Here we have the Eon card. We have a 9 of Wands. We've got a 4 of Cups. Yeah, that's us trying to keep our cool, right? And we've got the Art or Temperance card in the future. Okay, so I really feel like this is a very difficult situation for you, and really the only way forward is to try to deal with it in a mature way, to have a bit of a strategy here, because we don't want this this other entity, this other party, to cause too much turmoil or, maybe metaphorical destruction in our lives. Right here we have a 6 of Cups. Look at that. We have an Ace of Wands. We have the Emperor energy. And we have a 6. Oh, that's nice now. Look at that. I think things are really going to harmonize here. I think that we have to have a strategy moving forward. Right away, I see that we don't have any swords cards. I feel like the conversation is just not there. I feel that there's a lot of hurt feelings, there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration, and we're just not talking about it. So I kind of feel like we need to just sit down and have a calm, cool conversation here about how we're feeling, because this is a lot of, like, we want the harmony. You're coming from a very good place, right? And I think our final outcome with the 6 of Pentacles, that's a very good outcome. But right now, everything's bottled up. Okay, let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot, the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it right there with Bubo, our mechanical owl, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. Okay, we'll tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If you have a prediction for that card, please put it in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we see some major arcana, and they're all of a very fiery nature. Obviously, we have the Tower, Mars. We have the Art card, Sagittarius. We have the Eon card, Pure Fire. And we've got the Emperor. Again, fire energy, right? Aries. And then we've got some overt fire in these places. We've got a little bit of water. And we've got we don't have any air. Like I said, we have our earth at the end. So it could be, it could be a family member. It could be a coworker type of energy. Whoever they may be. Now I'm getting maybe an S or an SH name, and then maybe there's a P name also involved here. I don't know if it's first and last initials or something like that. But this is a lot of hurt feelings. right? This is an emotional kind of thing that we're upset with someone, or we feel that they're upset with us, and there is this tension between the two of you, okay? Maybe a family member, like I said, it may be a younger female energy. It doesn't have to be, it's not exact, but that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting here. And it feels as if we're trying to contain how we feel. We're trying to not let our feelings here erupt to the surface, and we're trying to not let this person either kind of interfere with our life in any kind of major way. All right, I don't know what they're doing, if they are if they're being a little bit passive aggressive, or if we feel that we're kind of we're stuck between kind of a rock and a hard place here. And this is a lot of pressure, this fire energy coming in from both sides here. I feel like we're in a pretty tight spot. We can't go backward. Going forward doesn't seem like it's really going to feel all that great. This is a pressure cooker, right? The Princess of Cups is somebody that is basically behaving on a whim, you know? Someone that just has particular desires and they're acting on it. They have particular feelings, and that's just kind of, that's leading their behavior. So it may be someone that is at work, or maybe in your house, or in your family situation. They may not be all that young, but they're acting very young. This is an immature kind of energy, somebody that just is in their feelings all the time, and that's affecting how they're behaving toward you. Okay? And it may be quite frustrating, and we may feel like this tower moment is just any moment now, the tower is going to erupt. Any moment, things are going to blow. Okay? And I think you're doing your very best to try to calm down. Four of Cups here at the top. We're trying to contain ourselves. We're trying to cool ourselves down. We're trying to breathe, count to 10, like that sort of stuff, right? It doesn't always work, though, because it doesn't remove the situation. It doesn't solve the problem. It may be a way to temporarily calm ourselves down or put a Band-Aid on things, but it's not really a solution. I do think that we need a little bit of the Swords cards. We need to start having a conversation, whether it's with the particular person, or whether it's a dialogue with ourselves, or if it's with a third party that says, hey, look, I can't handle this anymore. What do I do? You know? The Four right now is us kind of trying to say, I'm okay, trying to just like like be zen about it, you know? But it's not going to last for very long. That's a temporary solution to what feels like it's a pretty permanent problem. Okay? Underneath the surface here, we have the Eon card. There is a way out. And you want a way out here. You want a solution. You want to transcend this situation. The Eon card is a doorway. Okay? It's an intentional decision for us to move forward here. And I think that's the problem, is that we don't really know. We're so in our frustration. I feel like there really is an anger here somewhere. We're so in our feelings that we haven't really discovered the way forward yet. But we want to go through this doorway. And I don't know if maybe it's the feeling like we want to walk through this door together. But there's something that is just kind of like, I don't want to be around you right now. This is a big change. And this is, I think, your awareness. This is under the surface for you. This is inside. There's this awareness that something really major has to change. Because this is a complete shift from one reality to a new reality. Okay? And I think that we're understanding that big changes have to be made. And maybe that's kind of like, that's the tower. It's kind of like the realization that, no, I can't just keep this thing contained forever. Eventually, things are going to change in a major way. But the thing is, we want to kind of mitigate the tower. So it's like we know that this thing is going to reach a culmination. There's going to be a critical point here. We want to be able to manage that so it's not as disruptive as possible. Okay? So there's something going on with what I'm calling the younger female energy. They may be a water sign person. I feel like there's someone who is acting quite immaturely right now. And we know that big changes are coming in life between the two of you in that relationship. And we're trying to sort of direct the course of that change. Okay? And the Eon card is us realizing that, yeah, this is a doorway that we've got to walk through, preferably together. because we have the sixes over here. We've got the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles. I think we want to go through this door together. Okay? But there's something that's preventing the harmony right here. Okay? And I think it's a lot of hurt feelings. I think everybody involved is dealing with their emotions right now. And so it's hard to see things from a more objective point of view, or let's say a more rational point of view. We have a Nine of Wands in the background here. I wonder if this is the result of already a big decision that's been made, and there are conflicting feelings about the decision, or about maybe some move you're making, or about some kind of a choice was made. And I think there are maybe a few people that aren't really in agreement or in harmony with what's going on here. This could be a thing at work. Okay, it could be that there is a lot of. It could be we walk into the workplace and we just feel the tension, and we just feel like this is gonna any day now. This is gonna just like break wide open. You know, it could be family tension or something too. But I feel like you're coming from a very strong place. I feel that this is something that is testing you, for sure. Right, testing your ability to keep a handle on yourself, basically. But I think this is the result of some kind of new decisions, or like new policy changes, or a new focus, or a new kind of, I don't know, it's like at work where the management creates some new rules or new procedures or something that nobody really likes, right? This could be some new things that you've implemented in your family situation, or maybe it's not you, but somebody has, right? Because this is something that we are trying to uphold. Does that make sense for you? It's something that we're committed to. It's something that we have to try to maintain and keep together, which is, of course, the opposite of the Tower, right? This is us kind of trying to be strong and not break. This is a complete breakdown of everything, right? So I think that we realize that the whole environment here, the dynamic between people, is really truly shifting. What was very solid, what was very connected, it could be that everybody in this situation has a very strong bond already. It could be the family. It's always been a tight-knit family, right? But now something's happening that's shaking everything up, and it's sort of threatening those strong bonds between people. What we see in the future position with the Art Temperance card, the Sagittarius card, is that things kind of have to be melted down. We have to go through the Tower moment if things are going to come back together in an even stronger way. Does that make sense? So what I'm feeling here is that things were solid. This is like, this is a very strong bond. This is the bond breaking. This is everything being melted down and then reforming. Okay, because this is the alchemy card. This is kind of like the blacksmith's anvil. This is like a melting pot. This is a very strong will. The will gets kind of broken, and it gets reformulated into something that's even more pure, right? So I feel like these are bonds, these are connections between people that are going through a very challenging situation, and it might be really just a big tower moment, a big destructive force that comes in, shakes everything up at our foundations. Right? But what we may find going forward is that it's through this situation, by working on it together, trying to get through it, being angry with each other, if that's what it is, and dealing with it, that we can reformulate those bonds. I think there's something beneath the surface here that is very, very strong and is not going to break. Okay? It may be on the surface that we're going to go through a very challenging transitional period together. We're going to go through this doorway, but we're going to fight. We're going to yell at each other. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be a challenging situation, but we're both going to come out the other side different, stronger, more connected. That's the idea here. Okay? So, and it may be that this is a real test of the strength of this bond as well. Okay? But I think rather than staying stuck in our feelings or trying to just sort of put a Band-Aid over how we feel, I think we need the Swords cards. Maybe this is going to be some some air energy. Let's talk about the path of the serpent. We start with the Six of Cups. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. We're starting with the Six of Cups. I feel like it feels like a family, even if it's at the workplace, even if it's a group of friends. I feel like they're very close to you, this person, or maybe it's a group of people. It could be that it's a group of people, but there are a lot of hurt feelings. Okay? I feel like you're coming from a place of harmony. You're coming from a place of love, even though your feelings are hurt. You're feeling this tension, maybe even anger and frustration, but you still, like, you have a strong connection with the people. Like, you love everybody here, you know? Doesn't change the situation, doesn't change the reality here on the ground that there is something happening that is bringing out all of these pent-up emotions out of everybody, right? But I think that you, in your heart, you want everything to sort of harmonize and stabilize. You want this to be still a tight-knit community, whether it's family, friends, or coworkers, or whatever. That you want, and maybe you have like really a hope here. Your wish is that everything is good. We're going to get through this together. We're going to be stronger. I think you're being very optimistic. Okay, you're being very optimistic. We see in the environment an Ace of Wands. I feel like this is maybe somebody doing something that is sort of contrary to the sort of group will, you know, the intentions of the group. I don't know if there's somebody, I feel like somebody made a mistake, you know? I feel like somebody did something and they don't necessarily feel too badly about it, but it sort of offended the other person. You know, I feel like, so I kind of feel like it was a misunderstanding, but I feel like it's something where it's just like somebody did something because it was their choice, it was their will, it was for them, and maybe as sort of a side effect, somebody else got their feelings hurt, right? And so it's kind of like there's no real apology coming. It's not really necessary, but it's something that we just kind of need to talk about. I don't feel like anybody like wronged the other person directly, but I feel like there was maybe some inconsideration happening. Yeah. We see an emperor in the obstacle position. I feel like everybody's in their feelings. No one wants to step up and sort of manage the situation, right? Nobody wants to try to be the leader here. It's the authority figure, right? It's kind of it's a father energy, and now there could be something going on with a paternal energy in your life. I don't know if this is, it could be something that has to do with the father figure, or that has to do with I almost feel that your dad has passed, because I feel that there's something that was done, or a decision that was made regarding the father, or regarding some sort of, I don't know if it was assets or some sort of possessions or something like that has to do with the father energy that's created some of this tension. Maybe that's where the SH, it's either S or SH and the P name, maybe that's where that comes from. Maybe it's from, because I believe that there's a masculine energy that is passed into spirit for you, and it's involving that person in some way. Okay? But I think the Emperor here is also kind of, it's the card we're trying to avoid, but it's also the card that we need. I think someone here has to step up and be the bigger person. And obviously this reading is for you, Leo, and so I'm going to say that person's probably going to be you. Because we're not trying to. We just, it's when we get in our feelings, there's part of us that likes it. There's part of us that just wants to stay there. And this is kind of that energy that has to kind of sober up and get out of our feelings and say, what's the right thing for me to do? What do I need to do to get through this in the correct way, regardless of how I feel? Okay. Because of course, the Emperor doesn't want a tower event. The Emperor wants to be in control of everything. And so this is a situation that seems like it's getting out of hand. I think that you're going to take a deep breath, and you're going to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, and you're going to Advocate for yourself, advocate for the outcome that you want, which is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is everybody just gets back to work, do what you're supposed to do, and, kind of a suit up and show up sort of energy, right? And I think this is a couple of things. I think in some ways, if we don't step up and become the emperor, I think things are going to continue on for a little while where everybody just isn't talking, isn't feeling. Everybody's just kind of doing their own work, keeping their head down and not really interacting. Okay, I feel like everybody's continuing to live their life, but there's a disconnection. Where this is where we want to be. We want to have this connection. And so I feel like there's kind of a stalemate going on, but I feel like the tension is building and building and building, and it's not necessarily going to go away. I think, on the other hand, the Emperor is part of the strategy here might just be, okay, everybody, just however you're feeling right now, everybody just get back to work. Let's not worry about this. Let's just get back to work. But I think we need the conversation. I think we need to be able to express our feelings. Everybody needs to have a voice. Okay, and there's a slight chance that all this is taking place inside of you. Okay, we never want to ignore that possibility. But I feel like we're trying to open up a dialogue here, and we're trying to have a conversation with this Princess of Cups, whether this is an aspect of your psyche, or yourself, psycho-spiritually speaking, or if this is literally like a younger female energy in your family. We're trying to have that dialogue so that we can get the best possible outcome here, which is, yes, everybody functioning together, operating smoothly, but still with this connection and still feeling like, okay, we've gotten through this together. We're still a family. We're still supportive of each other. There's still a tight bond here. Nothing has been broken, right? Nothing is beyond repair here. So when we're looking at the mystery card, what are we thinking here? Empress, right? Empress would be good. Maybe a Six of Swords. That dialogue now as we're reaching some kind of a conversation. I feel like it's going to be a six of something. I feel like we're going to reestablish that harmony. If you have a prediction for this card, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. Oh, a Six of Wands. Very good. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, right? But it's not the victory that you think. It's not that like we're running a race and I've got there first. This is a victory. This is a harmony that is reestablished as a team. We're all doing it together. We're all going to sit down and figure this out, and we're going to get through it together, right? And yes, you may be the one that is lifted up as the kind of crucial component here that facilitated this big win. I mean, this is win-win energy here. And you may be lifted up as the one that facilitated that, okay? But it's a group effort. It's a team effort, okay? And I feel that this is also for you, it's a learning experience. I think we learned a lot through this. We're learning a lot about ourselves, and we're learning a lot about what's important to us. We're learning a lot about what we're capable of. It's kind of like, whoa, I was able to contain my feelings, talk about them in a very kind of calm and open manner, right? I was able to, it's kind of like it comes as a really important kind of milestone for you. Yeah, there's a lot of self-awareness in this card. It's kind of like, you meet with a challenge, you face the challenge, you get through it the best you can, right? You're showing up, you're suiting up, you're showing up, you're getting through it the best way possible. You're facing life as best you can, right? And I think you learn how strong you are. And I think you're learning how strong these other folks are too, whether it's one person or many or whatever. And you're learning how important these people are to you, or this one person, whoever. And so I think this is a really wonderful outcome. I think this is going to harmonize very quickly. We still don't have the air cards. So I feel like that's the missing piece right now. We need something to bridge all of this energy together, and I think that's going to be the air. Because, I mean, we've got a lot of fire. A lot of fire and, you know, a good amount of water, too. So I think we do need the air energy to sort of bridge the two together and get us that Six of Pentacles, the harmonious, things are functioning. We're all here together doing our, like, getting along just great, and there's still that love there, that everybody's sort of happy, you know. So we need the air energy. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top and there's a link down below. New readings for Leo usually on Tuesdays and Saturdays. This bonus reading, I feel like you kind of needed to look at this situation from a different perspective. Okay, so we did a bonus reading for you. Be sure to watch your other readings. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.